Ladies and gentlemen, this is StockX Market Watch. Hold on one more time. This is StockX Market Watch.
We start in streetwear, where Supreme is taking Cupid commerce to a whole other level. Now, flashback to week 3 of this season when Supreme dropped that insanely expensive Cupid figurine, which retailed for a cool $4,000 and resold for almost twice that. The most expensive Supreme accessory ever, besides that pinball machine, of course. Now, of course, not everyone had the cash to cop that Cupid, but luckily for all you broke boys out there, Supreme had a consolation prize, dropping a series of Cupid tees last week featuring that very same figurine. We've sold nearly 3,000 Cupid t-shirts in the first 5 days on the market, and resellers have been love-struck too, with that purple, white, and black colorway flipping for 1.5 to 2 times retail. Now, elsewhere in streetwear news, KAWS dropped a BFF plush that had people lining up longer than that Magic Johnson press conference. While it retailed for just $200, this ultra-limited plush has been flipping for as much as $1,800, with an average price premium of more than 700%. It's just the latest in an unbreakable hot streak from KAWS, who's been dropping a new hit every month since last fall, which is pretty much the complete opposite of Orioles first baseman Chris Davis. They gave him $17 million. Dude went 0 for 49. I'll do it for $10 million. Baltimore, hit your boy up. To the sneaks! Let's keep it real. Look, there wasn't a lot going on with sneakers last week. One might say we were under pressure. To pick something to discuss, there were a lot of changes, and only a couple of heroes stood out. Now, if you haven't guessed it already, we're talking about that fire David Bowie collab with Vans, which stormed into our weekly bestsellers list like Ziggy and the Spiders from Mars. Far and away, the biggest seller was that Aladdin colorway, which has already had close to 1,000 sales. Now, judged by release sales data this week, it's the second biggest selling Vans in StockX history, trailing only the white NASA Space Voyager that dropped last fall. Now, we also had the Rip Hamilton Jordan 14s, which are reselling for about 20% over retail. It's not great, but not terrible for a 14, so it's sort of like the actual Pistons this year. We gotta do better. For our market mover this week, we wanted to switch it up a little bit and talk watches. Specifically, the Rolex GMT Master 2 in the Batman colorway, or for our watch aficionados out there, please reference 116710BLNR. Recently, watch buyers got the news that this Rolex will be discontinued, sending resale prices through the roof. Last year, this time, the Batman Rolex was reselling for less than $10,000. But today, it's reselling for over $14,000. So it's kind of like when the franchise went from Clooney to Christian. The whole movie got an upgrade to the weekend. Nike's releases this week are expected to do more numbers than the new Rihanna album. And we're still waiting on it, Riri. That's because on April 13th, we get 6, count them, 6 new Air Max sneakers from 6 different cities. I'm talking Air Max 98s from New York, 97s from London, Seoul, and Shanghai, Vapor Max Pluses from Paris, and Air Max 1s from Tokyo. Make sure to calculate your currency exchange correctly and cop every pair possible. Now, the checks aren't done there, because Nike is also finally set to drop the Air Max 1 Susan on April 12th, after it was originally supposed to drop on April 9th. It's already reselling for more than 2 times retail, so you better cop yours ASAP. And don't sleep on Jumpman. They are bringing us another Jordan 1 colorway with the release of the Crimson Tint dropping on April 12th. Make sure to get like Killer Cam, bust out the pink range and pink fur for these sneakers. Now, as for streetwear, Supreme just dropped its latest collab with JPG, giving us t-shirts, gun holsters, Vans, and more to keep our spring looking extra sprung. Now, before we sign off, big shout out this week to Market Watch's comment winner of the week, the one and only Jacob Donahue. Look, Jacob, we might need to do this show in Alaska, because we're gonna keep wearing all this fire. That's all for this week. For more StockX market insights, like and subscribe to us here. Follow StockX on Instagram and Twitter, and if you plan to cop any of this heat that we speak, let us know what in the comments below. We'll be sure to show you some love. It's my birthday. Make sure y'all blading for my birthday. Make sure you boss up for the birthday. Give me a nice birthday boss up in the comments. Just say boss up in the comments. I know what it is.
Wait, this is so crazy. I literally have been trying to find these. Gosh, that's so cool. Guys, White Walker, Game of Thrones, Adidas Ultra Boosts. Does Does it get any cooler? Wait, winter is here. Winter's not coming, winter is here. The White Walkers are all sold out. By the way, all of the Game of Thrones Adidas, all colors, all sizes, everything are sold out.
But you can get them at
And
StockX.
now I'm gonna run. Bye.